Hello? I think I know who took your daughter.
She was in a cult, for Christ's sake. You really think this person is trustworthy? I lost my wife. I lost my daughter!
Forget about the authorities tracking your daughter down. If you want her back, you gotta get her yourself.
Where's my daughter? She was alive 2 weeks ago.
If she had to go through what I did when they took me, it would be like nothing you can imagine.
You up? You didn't say anything about tattoos.
Imagine if I showed up at your little church looking like this.
You really shouldn't be following us, man. Stupid! Now you're gonna show the ladies some respect.
They bring children here. In the end, they're killed. They keep some like me.
No! Let's send Cyrus a message.
You got a death wish?
Where's my daughter? Where's my daughter?
You're crossing over.
You better watch yourself. I've tasted a lot of blood lately, and I'm not sure I got a full stomach yet.
Dad, kill them. Kill all of them.
I am my freedom! I wear it!
Take a look. This is God.
Hey, everybody. Good evening and welcome to another episode of the Witching Hour podcast. I am your host, as always, John Royceland. Thank you for joining me. No interviews today, no such luck, but I do have some great ones coming up tonight. No. Tonight, I am here to discuss a movie that I watched last night. So yes, it is Film Review Wednesday. It is Wednesday, right? Yes. This week's film is God is a Bullet. So I remember seeing the commercials and trailers coming out, obviously, when it was out in the theaters, which seemed to have ran for about as long as a holiday weekend, if that. The film didn't do real well. The film is actually, excuse me, written. First, it is based on a true story. It is written from the book, based on a true story from Boston Turan, who also co-wrote the movie, directed by Nick, and I apologize for this butcher, Nick Cavavets. I'm going to stick with Cavavets, who has brought us John Q, The Notebook, and obviously other films. This movie is dark. It's ugly. It's nasty. Obviously the film is glamorized. It's got Hollywood production value. It is actually one of the executive producers on the film, which also co-stars Jamie Foxx, not as a lead, but co-stars in the background, who does a phenomenal job. So let me just get into it. For those of you who have not seen the film, it is presently on Amazon Prime, and it is actually for free. So I was very excited last night when I was scrolling around and saw that it was on there, and I figured, fuck, I don't want to pay for this movie, because I wasn't going to, and it was not for rent or purchase, but just straight viewing. So if you've got it, I am definitely fucking highly recommending the film. Basis of the film, basis of the story. A desk jockey detective goes rogue when his daughter falls victim to being kidnapped by a young satanic cult. The film shows our young detective getting off work Christmas Eve, pulls up outside of his daughter's house, calls her. They're kind of looking at each other from the cop car to her window just to wish each other a Merry Christmas. I'll see you tomorrow. How are things going? Going great. Well, tell your mom I said Merry Christmas. All right. All hunky dory. Meanwhile, his ex-wife and I believe it was her new husband or boyfriend, one of the two, fall victim to a very, very brutal home invasion. The two of them are raped, murdered, and the girl is taken. Cut to the next scene, if you will, in the storyline. We meet our young maiden, if you will, of the film, who knows this satanic crew and is living in a halfway house and used to actually run with the crew. That actress is, I've fucked up her name in the past, Make Monroe. You'll remember she starred in It Follows and Longlegs with Nick Nolte. Living in a halfway house, she sees a newspaper clipping of the young girl taken, and she reaches out to the cop and says, I know where she is, or I know who she's with. I can help you. I was there. She herself, like I said, was with the group. She broke free from them and left. Not on real good terms, but she left. So the two of them, you could say joined forces, if you will, however you want to put it. And they trek out to go find and retrieve his daughter through a very, very dark downward spiral through a rabbit hole into hell. Again, this is based on a true story. Now, it is just under 3 hours long. And I'm like, fuck, when I saw that, I was like, there's no way they're going to stretch this out. And they did. And it was perfect. Now, again, Hollywood dollars basis versus based on a true story. Okay, how much was real? How much is Hollywood bullshit? I don't know. I wasn't fucking there. I haven't read the book. And again, it's based on. So did that entire scene even happen? Who knows? Did any of that happen? Who knows? But it worked. There was a couple scenes. I don't want to say give anything away, but let's just say there were a couple scenes. I was like, all right, that's a little bit over the top. That's a little bit much, but it works. It is extremely gory. It is extremely violent. This is definitely not one to sit and watch with the kids. I can tell you that. 3 hours long, as I mentioned, but it moves at a very, very good pace. And there is, and this is really sad about society, but our little satanic cult aren't the only, let's just say, yes, they are evil. They definitely deserve everything that they got. But there is a very ugly twist that you will soon realize in the film, and especially towards the end when everything is brought to a surface. Great visual effects. Again, very dark, very dismal, and especially to think, again, based on Hollywood production. But you do hear about things, ritual killings. The young girls are either sacrificed or they are strung out at the age of 11, 12, 13, whatever age it is that they might be taken. And they are strung out and they are turning tricks. And it shows it in a subtle way on some levels. But it's I'm not gonna lie, some of it is just downright fucked up. So it co-stars as our rogue detective and father. Here's another one. Nikolaj Coster-Waldau from Game of Thrones. Carl Glusman plays Cyrus, who is the lead role of the Satanic Cult, who has been most recently in The Bike Riders. Good film if you haven't watched that also. Again, I've mentioned Jamie Foxx. His character is kind of hard for me to explain, to put into words. But he definitely plays a good role. He does it well. And his makeup job is phenomenal, as a matter of fact. And one of my favorite actors who does not get nearly enough credit, I don't believe, Ethan Suplee, who you'll remember the Titans, numerous number of Kevin Smith films, Hunt, Fanboys, and American History X. If you're like Ethan Suplee, yeah, I've watched all those movies. Okay, well, Ethan Suplee was a huge, obese man. He now is a powerhouse. He looks like a giant brick shit house, completely transformed, but yet a great actor. And I will tell you what, he does play on the Satanic Cult, one of the members. And if anybody is out there as a fan of Slayer, I swear to God, Ethan's character had been based off of Kerry King. If not, he could easily pass for his little brother, or at least a very, very close cousin. It's ironic. Again, God is a bullet. I'm not a big reader. I'm not, but this might be one that might actually interest me, or at least doing some more background into the actual true story and being able to compare the two of them. If anybody out there happens to know of the story, reach out to me. Another podcast, a true crime podcast, anything of that nature. I would love to get caught up on the actual truths and be able to compare the two together. So many based on true stories are, okay, well, a cop's daughter got taken and the guy had a Motley Crue sticker on it. So they thought he was satanic because the Motley Crue sticker was the old one that had the pentagram on it. And that's what the movie was based on. I'm not saying that was with this one. It's labeled on Google as an action drama. I believe Prime had it down as an action horror. I agree with both of them. The horror aspect being as in it's pretty damn brutal. There are horror movies out there that don't have any storyline as far as trying to scare you or keep you up at night, but the terrors itself that lie within the reality of certain films is why it's called a horror film. So, and I don't really like action movies. So much of it is just over the top. I'm sorry, but the whole, I live my life a quarter mile at a time and I'm going to drive through a high rise and land inside of another high rise. I don't need all that stuff. It's neat to watch. The effects and everything that goes into it are very cool, but I'm more character driven when it comes to movies. So I had my reservations about even watching this one. I saw the trailers and I saw the action and it was done right. It really was. And it was done in a way that you could see a person doing, I don't want to use the term hand-to-hand combat, right? But fighting in person against people outside of a war situation, obviously, fighting in the streets, fighting for your own actual life against people who have, no remorse whatsoever and will kill you without thinking twice about it. Anyhow, God is a Bullet, 3 hours on Prime. Definitely check it out. Please let me know what you think. I have looked at no other reviews on this film. I know it's not brand new. It is from 2023. Late in the year, I do believe. So I would say, yeah, probably a year by now. It is one I would probably consider adding to my library of discs, DVDs, whatever. I'm so fucking old. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it. I really do. I hope you at least give it a shot. I don't want to waste 3 hours of your time because God knows I've already taken up like 10 of them right now. And I appreciate you guys, as always, coming back. Let me know what you think. Yay, nay, and especially if you do actually know anything about the storyline, please reach out to me. I really am interested in this. But with that being said, that is my wrap. I'm not gonna extend anything and waste more time. Yeah, God is a Bullet. Guys, thank you for joining me. Please hit the subscribe button down below. It only takes you a second. You're already here, and it would mean the world to me. Thank you for joining me on the Witching Hour podcast. Look for me on all social platforms, as well as on Roku TV. Go to your apps, scroll down, find me. I'm for free. I have interviews and so forth from the past, and more are going to be uploaded here any day. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And I will talk to you guys soon with more great reviews, as well as interviews coming up soon. Keep it evil, guys.